Hey, so I'm eating leftover romaine from yesterday's lunch, so don't mind me. I've got about 4 minutes before I have to start really gearing up to get out of the house for work. Today is gonna be weird. It's my last night shift, and tomorrow, Friday, I have to come in for a day shift, which means I get home pushing midnight. Then tomorrow, I have to wake up at 5 and be out the door at 6 to be on station at 6:30 in the morning. Those days are the worst. So, I am setting up my stuff for tonight. I got my PJs set out. I put vaporub in my nose because I get stuffy at night. It's kind of amazing. I've got my oil diffuser. It's just like, it's that white thing with holes in it. You just put some water in it and you put your drops of oil on top of that, your essential oils. And you turn it on, and it's got like this little diaphragm that boop, 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 and it creates a little bit of a vacuum, and that's what gives off. I don't know exactly how it does it, but the water starts bloop, 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 and it looks like somebody's putting drops into the top of the surface. Gets all the little rings and everything, and then like this vapor comes off, which then goes up a hole. Or maybe it's because it's just a tiny hole at the top. That's what turns it into vapors. I don't know. But I got that set up with eucalyptus, peppermint, and a bit of lavender. Primarily peppermint and eucalyptus. Trying to kick this cold. I was going to show you guys what I've been doing for my upper respiratory. I'll show you guys what I did. So a couple years back, my aunt had a pile of peppermint. I don't know if any of you guys have ever grown peppermint, but if one little sprig gets out of your pot, it's everywhere, which is kind of like a blessing and a curse, because one, you can't kill it, but the curse is that if you leave any piece of root in there, you've still got peppermint plant. So I hyper crazy dug peppermint and ended up spreading all these peppermint leaves and stalks all over the hood of my car and parked it so that it was getting maximum sunshine. So I quick dried the peppermint, and then I put it on racks to finish drying it out in the house. So that's from summer of 2016. And then this is a great mullein plant, frequently referred to as lamb's ears because the leaves are so fuzzy, like lamb's ears. And they're even shaped a little bit like lamb's ears. So I've had this drying on stalks since this spring. So now it's fall. And it's been dry for a little while, so I finally just processed it. I took the peppermint, because that's been sitting for a year. I put that into a blender and smashed it, and then added more and smashed it some more, and so I figured that would be good. And then the mullein pretty much did the same thing, but I figured that the peppermint, I don't necessarily want mullein in my peppermint, so I ran the peppermint first, and then the mullein tastes natural and medicinal. It is like if grass and leaves had a baby, and then that baby ran through turpentine rags and just kind of has this funky flavor, so I add peppermint to it. And the added bonus of the peppermint is that it helps to clear out your sinuses. Mullein is great for helping get mucus moving. So from your chest, from your sinuses. I'm on day 3 of taking it. I could take decongestants, but they make my head feel funny. They make my sinuses feel dry, which actually, whatever I've got going on is exacerbating the problem because they dry out and they don't clear out. So everything dries out and sticks in there, and that's no good. So I've been taking Mullen tea, and I've got some here on the stove. It's probably just looks like gross. So, it works best when it's fresh, but I didn't need it this spring, so I just harvested it and dried it, thinking that, you know, that would be okay. But I definitely learned that I like it better when it's fresh. So I'm gonna get out, tomorrow night. It's 2 o'clock now. I'm gonna get out probably tomorrow night after work, well, afternoon, and go and pick some mullein. If you're gonna pick mullein, be really careful because there's another plant that kind of looks like mullein. Mullein is a fuzzy leaf crown, kind of like dandelion. How it kind of it spreads out, but it's kind of flat, but it kind of poofs out some too. Another plant that does something very similar to that is foxglove. And they both have a stem that comes out the middle that has flowers on it. Mullein flowers, they look a little bit like pea flowers, like snapdragon-y looking. And foxglove are kind of bell-shaped. Foxglove is a digitalis. It will speed up your heart rate, and it could kill you. Mullein, I haven't had any problems with it. Nah, it doesn't, I don't have any adverse side effects from it. But if you're ever in doubt, don't consume it. The big difference, if you saw them side to side, you'd be like, oh, I see the difference. But it's very easy because foxglove, digitalis, their leaves are also kind of fuzzy. But, yeah, it's a little bit different. But anyway, so I'm running out of memory. I gotta go to work. So I showed you guys what I've been taking for my chest and my thing I'm gonna do tonight so that I can go to sleep and not be stuffy. Not gonna do good with 5 hours of sleep, I'm telling you. All right, have a good day, everybody.